6 decades, never to return, never to feel whole. Isn't it so easy to lose yourself in time, to draw a finish line, to give yourself to one beyond what's good and bad? It kills me not to know. Lost beyond does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head. Then I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah. Yeah, I've discussed it with myself, and I'm disgusted with the way we're told to have a certain face. I stood and wait because we aren't pixels on a screen. No, we're human, we breathe. Every single thing we see curated, it's overrated. These expectations, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tadpit Takeover of the 409'd podcast. And today's question is, what happened? Today, we'll have these three to answer this question. We have Stob,
Hello.
we have Gabe,
Hello.
and we have Jane.
Wait, chat. I did it for you.
This is going.
I've hurt my knee.
I have taken over the podcast.
How do you do that?
I can't remember,
How do you do
but
that, like,
I
for
am in
podcast?
control. But I'm in control now.
Ah, Jesus
The
Christ.
systems are under my control some. So I think we start this podcast with the topics that we've actually written down. So our first topic is the return of the Twilight Zone after a lot of years of the TV show, the film, the Disney rights. There's a new series coming to a thing, I guess, and it'll be hosted by Jordan Peele from the Get Out and the Key and Peele. What do you guys think?
I
I'm gonna
have
be honest.
strong feelings about it.
Gotta be honest, I have never seen Twilight Zone, which is a great start to this podcast. I know.
To be honest, I'm the host and I haven't seen it.
Yeah, the original was pretty cool. I think it was just like the first real, like, sort of mainstream TV horror thing. So it sort of was a lot of people's first sort of entry into that sort of genre, which is pretty cool. And there's a lot of thought-provoking things on there as well, which is pretty nice.
The only thing I know about the Twilight Zone is the constant like memery of it, like in Futurama, where it's like,
The scary door.
yeah, and there was they sort of parodied it in Family Guy, where it's like, you take a right, you take a left, you take another right, brick wall.
Crisscross.
The interesting thing about this is a question of, do we need the Twilight Zone? Because there are shows that have come like that somewhat inspired by it, like Black Mirror and such.
Stranger Things, to some certain extent, there was a whole there's a whole parallel universe which was me and running.
I mean, isn't the whole point of this though that like nobody makes original content anymore? So like
Yeah.
they just reboot, and it has got a lot of popularity. So I can see the logic. I can see the logic in it from a business perspective.
Yeah, but also the thing about originality is that what time kind of stories will they tell?
I suppose they'll probably just go with the same ones as before, but just redo them. I mean, look at it. That's a direct remake of a really, really old film, and that did really well because it played on the whole nostalgia thing. So you've got all the people who watched the original were like, "Oh, guys, I'm going to go see it again," and you've got all the people who've never heard of it before going, "Oh, this has got a lot of hype around it.
And
I
then
want to go see this."
And then there's the audience who have only read the book and they go, "Where's the child gangbang scene?"
There's gonna
Also, that
there's gonna definitely be there'll definitely be something like sci-fi bent in it, like the Black Mirror, where like the internet takes over our minds and all that sort of stuff. They'll do stuff like that as well, like the invasion of technology and a culture.
yeah, definitely.
You know, all that stuff. I don't know. I mean, you know, it's people who watch it. The thing is that I think Stubbs right. Like, it's just a thing where it's man, how old? I'm gonna have to look this up while I make this thought cognizant.
60s.
But is it like that old?
The original was. Let's have a look. I'm trying to quick look there actually.
1958 was the first episode, and the final was 1964.
Yeah,
So
59 to 64.
It's been away for quite a long time, but yet its memory continues. So I suppose logically, people kind of know enough about it that they'll be like, oh, exciting things, and they'll
And then
want to
also
watch it.
and then the film was released in 1983.
Yeah, but the film wasn't. Was the film any good? I don't know.
And
not seen it.
Give me a second.
There are some brilliant episode titles in the 1960s, though. The Jeopardy Room,
Ooh.
Brain Center at the Whipples.
Whipples.
That's what it says.
Is there
any more?
My personal favourite, What's in the Box?
What's in the box?
Oh, is that from that? Okay.
No, it was from the film Seven gave.
Oh,
But also,
I know
so
nothing.
just talking about the
Oh, is this,
Twilight Zone,
I think this is an
like
episode
pretty much like
two.
20% of, or like 50% of all
It
the
was.
Simpsons
Yeah.
Halloween episodes are just rip-offs of Twilight Zone episodes.
Yeah, it was done again though
Let's-
in 2002, so it's not really like.
Let's not forget as well, by the way, that the old version of the Twilight Zone actually semi-launched some careers. Like William Shatner was in the Twilight Zone. I literally just saw this title
Also-
and I was like, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet seems super familiar, and that's why. It's because it's the one where Shatner's in the plane and he
And
looks
there's
out the
the
window
gremlin.
and there's like a gremlin on the plane wing, and he's like, "There's something on the wing, something."
On the wing.
And then there wasn't also like Nimoy. He was
Yeah,
also in an episode.
Yeah, they did like. There's been like this the third time they've rebooted it. So obviously you've got the original series, which was 59 to 64. They did a remake 85 to 89, then a second remake 2002 to 2003, and this is like the sort of their third go at it. At like,
I'm
end of
guessing.
the-
Sorry, Sub.
Yeah, no, go. What you gonna say?
I'm guessing because of like it's been remade so many times that they'll just go have a different twist on it or just do complete new stories anyway. Like, I'm not sure what they're gonna do, but if you think about it, like all the remakes that have been made recently, such as like say Sherlock, for example, it's done in a modern setting, so it might be something like that. I say it's never watching the actual thing. So
Do you know what I reckon? Actually, I'm just sitting here spitballing a thought, but it makes me think a little bit of like Doctor Who being rebooted in the
2005.
Modern times, yeah.
in the mid 2000s, where like they took all the stuff that was kind of good and then just super up vamped it, and like that has had massive success. So if they can do something similar with that in terms of like capturing that same audience, the same sort of feeling, but yet modernize it, it might do well. Gabe is doing stuff
Yeah, I saw just go, "Ooh."
I knocked my light off.
Oh, was it the spider? Oh, damn.
No, it was the light.
The spider might attack Gabe mid podcast, Joe. I hope you're ready for this as host.
I suggest grab a blade.
Ooh.
Do you have a sword?
Gabe knows the way of the blade.
Right. No, just okay. I'll throw it, and if it hits the spider, you tell me. Actually, it'd be impressive if I can actually throw that far.
Yeah, I mean that's a long throw, dude. You're gonna have to put some real arm strength in that.
Okay, I'll test it now. Perfect.
Do you know what I really hoped is that Gabe owned a boomerang there, where she could have just like gone wait and thrown it into
I
his light
wish. I wish.
and done like a really cool setup for it. That would have been brilliant.
I wish.
I'll just throw my phone to you then. Nah. Any more idea or things you can think about for the thing?
For the Twilight Zone? I don't know. It's proof's gonna be in the thing. When is it out? Does it say? I didn't see what it said.
I think they said something about it was like 2019.
So 2019 in the States, so depending on when, it might be 2020 for the UK, unless you get, on. Do you know what's actually weird? Why has Netflix not opted that? That seems like a Netflix thing.
That's I thought it's either them or Amazon are going to take it up realistically.
I think
to be honest.
I think it's one of those other American like TV companies that have their own
CBS?
streaming service.
It's CBS on the thing, but I don't know what CBS's streaming service is, or
I think it's their
All
own.
Areas or something it's called.
is it-
Yeah, but one of those that when I tried to view one of the trailers on a different channel, it just said I can't because I'm not in the US. So
yeah. I might try and catch it if I can. If it's on Netflix, I'll catch it for sure. If
Yeah.
otherwise, it's always a question mark for me if it's not on Netflix these days.
I think
James
that's
is becoming a true millennial.
I am. That's true. In terms of that, yeah, I don't watch TV. I just watch Netflix, YouTube, and Twitch.
From old man to millennial, the James story.
I think this is all we can squeeze out of this topic. So let's move on to the next one.
Move it swiftly along.
Wait, let's analyze my millennialness, Joe.
Okay. Well, before we
I'm
move on,
so
let's do
much
this.
like you with a receding hairline.
Okay, we need a straw poll of how millennial James is.
So we
Please.
need, who has the best hairline? James, Tap, me, or Gabe?
I mean, clearly it's
You
me.
say this with my hair's a mess.
Yeah, mine's like pinned back using my headset.
Hang on, wait. She's gonna do the movie flick now. She's gonna. See, there she goes. There she goes.
I wasn't gonna do it, but then I heard you
The
say
fact
it.
that it's wet and it's sort of slightly clumped on your face was like it didn't quite work. But we'll
Yeah.
Hey, doggo! There's a dog in the background.
I wouldn't know what that
James.
was.
James, don't run it over.
Anyways, yeah, I won't run over. My dog's sleeping soundly in the corner. He's fine. Anyway,
Good
please
one.
continue, Joe. I'm gonna
Okay,
not
so-
derail you anymore.
Well, no, it's all right. We still got 45 minutes.
We've got time to kill, guys. Alright.
So our next topic is that you guys know the room.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I know of
the-
the room. I know of the room.
Well,
I've never
no
watched
need
the room.
Well, you don't need to worry anymore because it's now free to watch on YouTube.
I'll pass.
What is the cult classic, man? Like, it's
It's a
Don't you-
203.
so the I don't know.
Did you
well,
just say
you've watched it a few
203 instead of
times.
2003?
Joe, have you seen the room before? Have you like watched the full thing?
Not yet, but
Right.
since it's on free on YouTube, that I could just like I
So
don't know, pop.
the room, the best way to describe the room is if someone had told an alien what a film is and told them to go out and make one. It's
got
brilliant.
Tommy Wiseau in it. That's weird.
Tommy Wiseau.
So hang on.
Wiseau,
If this
whatever.
Wiseau.
If this is such a cult classic,
Wiseau.
why didn't like? I had to use Netflix again. Why didn't they like a Netflix on Amazon opt it? Why are they giving it away for free?
It's awful, James.
Yeah, but like if it's a cult classic, some fucking idiot will pay like 10
Oh, no,
quid
so-
for Netflix just to watch the room.
James
Suppose I was-
Franco did a
Have
pretty
you
much
met
direct-
Adam Guzman?
So at one point I was actually looking at the Amazon of the room. I was going, "Shall I buy this?"
Aren't
There
you
go.
glad you didn't?
Yeah.
So
There
it
you
was.
go.
It mainly came about. So the whole cult classic. It was on films. It was impossible to buy on DVD. It was impossible to get anywhere else. So I think it sort of achieved cult status like that. and then James Franco did a sort of not remake
Mockumentary.
called sort of like a mockumentary called The Disaster Artist. And let me got Tommy Wiseau to be in it, and it sort of rekindled the interest in it, and because of that, it's rekindled the flame as a cult classic, and it is absolutely a 0 out of 10 film.
All right.
So
I mean,
actually, some of the behind the scenes stuff about the film is actually quite a
It's-
bit more
I
interesting
don't-
than the film.
Yeah,
I don't want to disagree with you still, but according to IMDb, it is in fact a 3.6 star rated film.
out
out
of
of 10.
100. Oh.
It
With
is,
66,000 votes as well, so it's not even like a small amount of votes on that. That's
It's one of them things. One of them films I think
Wait.
you've got to watch at least once just to sort of go like, I've seen this, I've survived it, and it's not good.
Okay,
let me just,
going by the plot on Wikipedia, it's not drawing me in. One, it was produced and it stars the same guy, so you know he cannot get
Oh,
acting jobs
no,
anywhere else,
no,
so he made
no,
his
no,
own
no.
shit.
Get
produced-
Tommy
wait, let me
Wiseau
finish my
did
point.
everything.
Let me further. The film centers on a melodramatic love triangle between amiable baker Johnny, who's very close to Tommy, his deceptive fiancée Lisa, and conflicted best friend Mark.
Oh, hi,
Why?
Mark.
a hammer.
Oh,
Hang
hi.
on.
I did not hit her. I did not hit her.
Isn't
Is that true? It's
Isn't-
bullshit.
is a synopsis of a film not supposed to be just kind of the bullet points?
That
I'm-
is the bullet points of like that. That is the plot of the film. That's it.
Okay, this is written as if the script has been just copied into fucking IMDb here. Like,
Well,
it literally gives you like production notes. There are candles burning. There's water in the mirror. They have awkward sex in a princess bed. Her breasts are seen. Afterwards, they fall asleep. Like that's not a synopsis. That's just describing every scene of the film. Like in. Oh my god, there's a lot of Lisa like not wearing a lot. I'm already watching this. Excuse me, I need to leave now.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna raise the cover up.
Yep, just
Oh, God.
black my camera out, please.
But
Why?
It's a 2003 independent American romantic drama film. Thank you very much.
That's what I just read out, James.
I know.
also the I now know as the enigma of Wiseau, because no one knows where he's from or what he is.
Ah, yeah, he's like no one knows what country he's from. It's not apparently he's meant to be a member of like Chechen royal family or something like that. But like nobody knows. So if you look on Wikipedia as well, like the credits for The Room is like directed by Tommy Wiseau, written by Tommy Wiseau, starring Tommy
Okay,
Wiseau.
see, you know, you must. This is the acting must be bad, which I guess is right because that's what you said. Because it says here that he hired all the actors based purely on headshots and nothing else.
Oh yeah, the budget for the film was $6 million. It made $1,800.
Yep.
Sestro had limited film experience and only agreed to work as part of the production crew because he'd known Wazoo, or whatever his name is, for some time before the production began. He then agreed to play the Mark character after the original actor was fired on the first day of filming. He was uncomfortable filming the set scenes and was allowed to keep his jeans on. I mean, you can still have sex with jeans on. I don't want to
That's
get
quite
into
an
the
awkward sex
minutiae of
scene.
that. It would be pretty awkward, yeah.
At least it's not Ride to Hell
Oh,
where they're
God.
wearing their own overalls while having sex.
So basically, it's just like it's essentially become a cult hit. It's so bad that even Netflix won't pay money for it. So they put it on YouTube so they can at least try and get some YouTube ad revenue. Is that what we're getting at here?
Pretty much.
Well, I don't think so
Nice.
because probably YouTube demonetized it because there's butt.
Oh my god, it's been released on Blu-ray.
That's some things that it's completely
I
pointless.
don't know
to
why
have it.
that's so funny to me, but it's been released on Blu-ray in 2012. It was originally released in 2005 on DVD, so they waited until Blu-ray was out, and then were like, "What people want is this on
The
Blu-ray,
Blu-ray
guys.
We're
They
talking
need this on Blu-ray right now."
No, it'd be better if it was a 3D release and it came to blue and red glasses.
VR, The Room in VR.
Oh my god, guys!
You're
if you
in
buy
the room.
If you buy the Blu-ray, there's an alternate version of the Chris R scene set in a back alley instead of throwing a football.
Considering I've never watched the film, that's fucking.
Oh, hi,
what the
Mark.
fuck?
Oh my
Which
god.
there is a scene in that film where they're in tuxedos throwing footballs.
There's a
They're on the
documentary
roof.
about. This is literally what it says about the extras. There's a documentary of the making of the room. The documentary includes no narration and almost no dialogue, and there's only one interview. That's not a documentary.
Oh yeah, Tommy Wiseau, as I've been reminded, Tommy Wiseau reenacted, or did it. I can't remember who did the video, but he played the Joker in some video online.
Oh no, it's been removed.
Wait, it has?
It says on Wikipedia that the room was uploaded on YouTube by I can't pronounce his name.
Tommy
Tommy
Wiseau.
Wiseau.
On September the 21st and was removed the day afterwards. I guess I'm gonna have to find out if that's true.
It's YouTube for you.
Shit, this topic is no longer have no value anymore.
Hang on, let's have a look. Yeah, there's just
Yes,
oh, no,
that is not there.
there's still a full version. The Room 2003 full version. There is
Scruffy Unite in this podcast, goddammit.
So the thing is, imagine Tommy Wiseau as the Joker, though. I mean, I don't know if Tat can bring it up, but it is genuinely like the most terrifying thing ever.
Put it in the chat.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
Kill the Batman.
Like, no, it's just Wiseau doing Joker. That's the best way to describe it.
But we kill the
Oh, there it is.
Batman.
Jesus Christ. So, did Joe just die?
What?
Uh,
Why am I a giant on the screen anymore?
hi.
Uh-oh.
Hello from Wyoming, Joker.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
am
I'm
Batman.
sorry. I'm just watching The Room now. I'm going to turn it off. I'm sorry. I just
Right,
skimmed
so
through it, and
serious.
I just chose a deliberate frame sort of shot where he was like this, and I thought I'm going to find out why he's laughing. It turns out that the line was a guy told him something, and the line was this. That's funny, Mark.
No, that's the one he tells him that like a woman gets gets beaten up so bad she has to go to the hospital and he goes, what a funny story, Mark.
What the fuck is this?
No, the best bit is when he goes to the shop and he gets the flowers.
Oh, hi, doggy.
Hi, you're my favorite customer. Oh, hi, doggy.
This hurts my brain.
So,
Hi, Johnny, I
speaking
didn't
of
know
the
it was you.
Joker, what about that test?
Oh, segue. Boom, boom, boom.
What test? What?
The camera test.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Joe
yeah,
opened-
Oh yeah, this is good. That's actually a good.
Boy,
one.
Joaquin,
boy,
Joaquin
okay, so,
Phoenix.
Also,
So,
I-
Joaquin
we
Phoenix.
haven't-
There we go. We're
DC,
whacking that Phoenix.
So DC are doing a Joker film where it's a completely different Joker to the one they've already shown off as being the Joker, which is weird. But the director put up a camera test of the person who's going to be playing the Joker, Walking Phoenix, in both not as the Joker and as the Joker. And I'm slightly obsessed with this footage.
Okay, before you say that, can I just say that you can't spell the word Phoenix because that's how you spell it in the show notes. I've just put it in chat. It's you spell it as Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
I love you, Joe. Anyway, please continue. No, it's pretty cool, and he looks actually quite good as the Joker. To be fair,
Sometimes when I first saw it, I was just rewatching it over and over and over again because I know what does it. It's like when it's like the full shot of him, he's like his eyebrow just like does like a little twitch. Oof. It's like the only
Scott
DC
said
film I actually.
Joaquin. Sorry.
Joaquin.
Oh, Strobel!
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin
It's also
Phoenix.
Mr. Chris Stropall. Who's next?
Ooh,
Highest up.
drop all.
Hashtag highest up or hashtag higher
Oh
Joe.
wow, this is a difficult choice. Very difficult choice. There's not an option of hire both, which is.
But there's not an
difficult.
option of hire Chris either. I'm kidding.
Okay, Stob has 50% of the votes. Joe has 50%. Tie game right now, guys.
Oof.
We'll find out where that poll goes.
Yep.
Are you just flexing your muscles to try and show off this? I'll be like, you can't take my
Wait,
thing from me.
Come on, let's do this. Let's do this.
Joe's got like a muscle on the left side of the picture, but on the right side,
It's just trying. It's
it's,
trying.
just, it's nothing quite there. So we know which hand
Chris,
Joe
get
wanks
the
with.
taser.
Mike's with, yeah. I was about to say it, but I realized my mic was muted and I hate myself.
Joe is a righty, everybody.
It's like when I don't
Ladies.
use any hands, as that does not interest me at all.
Man, big mood.
So this Joker film, then,
Yeah.
like, why?
Why not?
Well, if I was to guess, they were like, oh, nobody. Some people didn't like this version of the Joker, so let's do a different version. That's probably what I'm guessing.
But
an
people
it's an
will
origin
still
story.
hate it. People
I
will
know.
hate it.
I
And
Yeah,
they will
can
hate
you-
it because Heath Ledger was too good.
Yeah, I know.
It'd be great if Gabe couldn't post the office quotes in the chat, please.
I didn't even know that was an office quote.
But yeah,
I don't watch a lot of stuff.
will it be? I think they've because there's not really an origin story for the Joker. I think they're sort of going along the whole route of like, right, we'll do it the non-superhero style, so just have it as like
The Joker has an origin story.
not film-wise, really. Like,
Wait, was-
He has
was
a
it-
comic book.
yeah, but not
comic
on.
book,
Yeah, there is an origin.
They
story,
did.
but
They
it's
did
not
it
on
with
film.
the Michael Keaton one.
Yeah, but that was
yeah.
sort of
They
just
did it.
fell into like a vat of
He
stuff.
just
It isn't like
fell
that's
in a
not.
vat of goo.
Yeah.
Well,
it was
so-
like-
and wasn't it with that one that it was like, while like Joker was like doing was like already in the crime world, but I think this film is like pre-crime.
Like, it's like pre
All right.
bad guy, sort of like what caused him to go bad, turn into the Joker,
It's a,
and then I think they'll eventually leave it on like an end and what sort of sets up the Dark Knight trilogy sort of thing.
it
Oh,
will just
there's-
it'll flop. They can't
actu-
make DC films good. They'll flop.
All of this just reminds me of that. I saw a post once on some social media site about it was a picture of the Joker dressed up as like a soldier, and you can see like the scars, obviously, from I don't know what film it was.
I think that
And
wasn't
someone
that,
goes, "Look at this poor soldier. No one appreciates him." And someone posted underneath, "That's the Joker from
That's the
Batman.
Joker
You
from
realise that,
Batman."
right?"
yeah, I think wasn't that like isn't that the scene from Dark Knight where he's like in
dressed as
disguise?
hidden as
So
yeah.
I don't know if this is what they're going to use for the thing, and it's not really spoilers because whatever. But his actual origin story from the original comics, because I knew bits of it, but I didn't know the full thing, is he agrees to help mobsters with a robbery and dons the red hood. But the heist goes awry, and he leaps in a chemical vat to escape Batman. But he surfaces disfigured, which combined with the earlier death of his wife and unborn child drives him insane, and so he becomes the Joker. That's the comic book origin story.
Yeah.
It tells one of the origin stories. I'm guessing it's Scruffy on the 409'd account. It has one of the origin stories.
Yeah, there's no like one solid. This is the definitive. This why he's the Joker. There's like 4 or 5 different sort of separate stories.
But also, but isn't it because there's also like different versions of the Joker as well.
Mhm.
Like there's a psychopath Joker, there's a goofy Joker, and then there's just the in between one of those two.
So the minute apparently the movie is officially described by the director as an exploration of Arthur Fleck, a man disregarded by society, but is also a gritty character study and a cautionary tale. It's set in 1980s Gotham, they believe, following his journey from a struggling stand-up comedian to crime lord. Little is known, but it is rumored the film will draw heavily on the 1988 graphic novel Killing Joke, which everybody may have heard of because it's like one of those famous Batman graphic novels of all time. And basically, it looks like there's at least it's expected that they'll stick roughly to that comic's origin story.
Yep. But also, it's like going towards the film is that Joaquin Phoenix is, from my understanding, good actor.
Yeah, he's a bit out there. I think he's very method. from
He's,
what I
he's done like
understand.
he's also done like a wide variety of roles as well.
It has indeed.
Yeah.
Like he was Johnny Cash in a film.
Yep, that's
He
true.
was also the guy who liked that robot thing.
Don't know what that is.
It's the one with the camera. The camera. He's like spinning around with a camera. Her is it? Is that what the film's called? Her?
Her? Oh, yeah. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in that.
Oh yeah, he's in Her. That's true. Yeah, he was in Gladiator, of course, as the
General.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
Caesar he was, wasn't he? I believe.
So shows how much I know about that film.
But he's not done a lot recently. I don't think. I'm just having a little look to see what he's done recently, but I can't think of much he's done that's been really
Well, he
out
was in
there.
he was in Signs.
So Her
Which
was
is such a good
2013. He was also in The Village as well.
Which was awful.
The Village was all right. That wasn't awful. It was okay. It was, I've seen better, but it wasn't awful. He did a lot of films as Leaf Phoenix as a child,
Ooh.
apparently. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That's it. I mean, I love comic book stuff, so I'll try and see it anyway. I guess eventually, but they don't tend to hit well with DC stuff these days. Like they're not. I don't know what they've lost, but they've lost the ability to do something with it.
Well, I feel like because what DC films are trying to do nowadays is try to do the cinematic universe. But I feel like this film is not trying to do that at all, which may work in its
Yeah, I was going to say it might work in its favor, given the fact that it's not sort of
in the same
trying to
universe.
fit into it. Yeah, it's sort of like this is a character within the universe, but it's a story outside of the universe as well. Which to be fair, probably will work in its favor because I think the Joker is a little bit of a misunderstood character a little bit.
Joker is probably like easily in my top 5 comic book characters that I like. See, for example,
I like
got a nice Joker iPad cover.
I like the Moth.
The Moth.
Yes,
The
it's-
I have a
Moth.
nice dog.
it's a Batman villain I only know from the Lego games. It's a
Joker
moth.
What about Mothman?
Let me just get he'll
That rings a bell. Yeah, you do play against him in the Lego games, huh? Because
Yeah,
you have to do like a
kill him
giant
off.
light bulb or something. Kill him off.
Yeah. kill him off. Yeah, that's the one.
No, the Joker's pretty cool.
Speaking
Harley
of moths,
Quinn's better, as you
Spe-
can see by my Harley Quinn collection.
speaking
Ah,
of
I see.
moths, has anyone seen the recent moth lamp memes that have been popping up everywhere?
What?
No.
So like, the new meme of the month is
Hang
moths
on.
and lamps.
No, the meme of the month is
Mothman
Bongo Cat. Nothing's
meme.
beating it.
Nah, moth memes are better, Gib. Sorry about moth.
Images for
Funko
Moth
Cat.
Lamp meme.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to Moth.
It's just something. It's like, have you seen the video? Have you?
I haven't
the
seen
video?
that-
any of these.
Oh, well, I don't.
27 moth memes that will bring you joy.
I don't think my favorite one is the. Have you seen the Loops brother? Where it's got like the O with the umlaut above it.
No, but I've seen Bongo Cat.
Gabe, it's awful.
Chris is sick of the Moth memes.
How dare you? How dare you?
I know you started seeing them yesterday.
I mean, I haven't seen a single moth meme, but these do not turn me on as a meme. I mean,
See? Bongo Cat connect with the audience. Bongo Cat is the true revolutionary of September.
Bongo Cat is pretty clever, pretty cool.
while we-
I like
while
Bongo
we-
Cat.
While we're talking about memes, Bowsette.
Oh, Bowsette.
Oh, jeez, yeah, that's been good, huh? Ah, boy.
Bowsette, Flompet, everyone wants to get fucking hit by him.
Is Bowsette a meme though because it's a fake thing, or is there genuinely going to be a Bowsette thing going on?
Yeah, there's a Bowsette amiibo apparently.
No,
There's already Bowsette 3D HD wallpapers. What the hell?
of course there are.
I like the fact you ended up with wallpapers because I knew where the internet would have took that.
Oh, there's some weird shit that looks suspicious like Bowsette pornography as well coming up on the
Oh,
image.
there
there.
definitely is Bowsette pornography.
I think it came from the fact that they put a thing in the game of being
I
Mario
know
being
it-
able to have
No, it was-
a peach power up or something like
It
that.
was because it was after the Nintendo Direct, they revealed that New Super Mario Bros. U was coming to the Switch,
Yeah.
and Toadette was going to be a playable character. And what the pouch he would, I'm not sure if it was character exclusive or not, but it was one that would turn her into Peach. So the internet was like, oh my god, think of the possibilities.
To be fair, that Bowsette meme is pretty cool because I enjoy that one, which is the one with the, the
Swamp
guy,
Head.
the guy and the woman, and then there's like the other woman, and the guy's turning
Oh.
his head to look at the woman as she walks away. It's that, and it's Bowsette as the woman in the foreground, and then Mario, and then Peach, and that's pretty funny to me. Yeah, I don't know. The internet confuses me. I just ride the wave.
Well, okay. Well, might as well. I think we should quickly go on this subject because I think we.
Wow.
What? What happened? Wow. Okay.
I wowed at Chris. Sorry.
Oh, what was
Wow.
that? Soldier is that.
A court decided that meme is sexist? Really? Interesting.
Why?
Sweden company got fined for posting it.
I blame Tim.
Yeah, we all blamed him.
If
I mean,
everyone
I
could
suppose there's a certain amount of like, what's the word I'm searching for here?
objectivity.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's a good word. Yeah,
Hmm.
to it. But I mean, the thing that's replacing the woman is nearly always a weird fucking thing, like a taco or something.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm just
Taco
choosing
cat
random
is
stuff.
Taco cat backwards.
Anyway, we should move on to the final subject, which I think we're not going to spend too much time because we will discuss it other times. Telltale is in a bad place.
I mean, they're not in any place, Joe. They're gone. They're no longer ceasing to be in a place.
No, they are. There are. There's 25 of them.
If you want my opinion on it, fuck Telltale Games. Don't pay the employees, didn't pay them for overtime, was still hiring people like 2 weeks before it went down the drain. Like they knew what was happening and they just sort of chose to ignore it. Like they're terrible people. They oversaturated their own market with their own games. So they pretty much took themselves behind the bike shed, blew their own head off. Like they did it themselves.
I mean, it sucks to be an employee for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Because especially as they're getting no severance packages, which is just absolutely horrible. Because you're then you don't have a job, and then B, you've got literally
no money to pay bills.
no money at all. Which is like the shittiest of shitty. I don't know. It's a weird one because like I quite enjoyed the Telltale games, but I think they were pretty formulaic in terms of like they never really upgraded their engine. I think all their money went on licensing agreements, basically.
They're pretty much fulfilling their contractual obligations to Netflix and people who gave them money,
Yeah.
and then they're going bye-bye.
Well, that's contractual though, so they have to stick. If the contract is there, then they're tied into the contract, I suppose, unless they physically couldn't do it. But
So Chris coming in and saying they're apparently being sued for that,
They are indeed.
which is
The thing I like though is the fact that all these people are being let go, and the fact that a lot of game companies are sort of opening the doors that look, we have openings, we're here, like we'll help you through it. Obviously, if you need anything where it's like, even if it's not a job, if it's something to help them get by in terms of months. So I think it sort of showed a little bit the whole game industry has a little bit of a bad reputation at the minute, with the whole sexism thing going on. I think it's sort of shown that that's not always true. They've sort of opened the doors. They've seen these people in a really, really awful place, and sort of went, you know what it is, people are people. Do you know what I mean? We don't want to see people in that situation, and they've opened the doors. And I think it's, to be fair, personally, I think it's really, really nice as well.
yeah, I mean, I think there's a balance to that because I suspect like the intern who was the last in, who has almost no discernible skill because he's not done anything yet, he might be getting offered that, but he won't get anything out of the other end of it. Maybe, I don't know. That's a cynical viewpoint, but not everyone's gonna. There's going to be someone who gets left behind, for lack of a better terminology. But the upside for me, in terms of like from a consumer perspective, is that the people who like wrote all the stories and like because like or universally most people would agree that the Telltale games at least had super good stories, like really well crafted, immersive, good plot twists, all that stuff. Those guys, if they can get them into other companies that are producing AAA, you know, big budget games, we could see some really interesting story based games coming out in the next few years. Given the development cycle, it would be like what, I don't know, 3 or 4 years potentially, but still, you know.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. A lot of companies might sort of find the thing that they've been missing. Especially, like Chris said there, the writers will 100% be picked up because with Telltale games, that's one of the things that you can always bank on it. You're going to get a good story, you're going to get something that's fleshed out, and you're going to get something you can sink a good amount of hours in, and it's not going to get boring. But again, going back to the saturated market, either through I think sometimes no fault of their own. Like they did the Walking Dead season 1, which was amazing. And then they just sort of everything else they sort of just jumped on. It was like the Batman thing.
Really good game though.
See, that's the thing. It absolutely tanked though. Like it didn't do well at all.
I know it did. And I don't know why, because I've played literally one level of that and I'm enjoying it more than The Walking Dead.
That's
I mean,
the thing,
I am a well-professed Batman fan, but like
as
over
someone who's
Walking Dead,
as someone who's like a
still.
really quite a big Batman fan, I think Batman games, I think Telltale, a Batman Telltale game isn't really something a Batman fan will really want to do. If you look at like especially looking at like Arkham City, Arkham Knight,
Yeah, I get that.
looking at them games, they're like
It's a sorry, it's just a game. What the hell?
you've got like the Arkham Knight games where you pretty much
Gabe is
are,
Batman.
you essentially are Batman. Like that's the experience everyone wants. Like if you look at the new Spider-Man game, everyone loves that because essentially you get to be Spider-Man, you get to go around, do the day-to-day things, explore the actual city. Whereas the Telltale games, fair enough, there is a lot of multiple choices, but again, they are quite linear. Like the sort of like it's more so an interactive sort of TV show with a definite ending. Whereas a game, that's not the experience you really want.
The thing they did with the Batman Telltale game, I think, worked for me, which is why I enjoyed the first chapter, and I intend to stream the others at some point when I can get around to it. Is like they improved the engine to a degree than previous ones. So it uses the same engine, I think, more or less, but they improved some aspects to it because the physical side of things feels kind of crisp. Now it's still QTE stuff, so it's not kind of as immersive as say an Arkham where you physically have to move them around and do, you know, it is a button press or a joystick flick. But like there's a scene, spoiler alert if you haven't played the game and you want to, there's a scene partway through chapter 1 where you basically have to take out a load of guys in a kind of glass fronted apartment, and you kind of have to choose your method of entry and how you want to beat them up. So you do all that first. That's obviously slow and, as you say, not necessarily super immersive. But when you actually activate the fight scene, it's just one long QTE. But like there's a bit where you can choose like to take a pot and like smash it in a dude's face. It looks really fucking painful. Like they put enough ragdoll in the physics engine to make it look crisp and cool, and like you leap through the spot, and it looks like a really cool set piece from a film, which I guess is what they were going for.
Yeah, I think that comes back to my point as well, where they're not Telltale games aren't really games; they're sort of an interactive experience.
I would say they're more visual novels.
Yeah, it's essentially Sakura without the boobies, basically.
Which is the best part?
The boobies or the Batman?
That's an interesting suggestion by Chris in chat there. Chris is saying he wouldn't be surprised to say if, say, Warner Brothers paid the rights to write the story continuing and then do it in a different type of game or an animated type adventure or something. Gabe, what is that on your head?
It's a headband. A very loosely fitting headband.
Really big.
I crocheted it.
Brag about it. Gabe can crochet. Fancy.
I was gonna say about Telltale isn't it like engine like pretty much the exact with some like updates and such, but pretty much almost the exact same engine and like
yes. That's what they kept getting criticized for. They never rebuilt their engine. And it's stuff like when you do the scene transitions from like, so you've got like guys walking along, and then the camera cuts to like, instead of it being in front like we are there, it cuts to sort of like an angle over here somewhere. And instead of it being like a lovely smooth transition, it's like they're stepping, camera cuts. Oh, we're jerking around. Oh, we're back again, and we're walking, because it's just like really janky in a lot of programming aspects. But I don't know, it's I don't really care about the company. It's the staff that have got a shitty deal.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Even if they do get picked up, because even if they get picked up by any developer, they're probably not gonna get paid until
the next AAA release,
till the next game comes out, or even if they agree something, it's going to probably be next month because it has to be declared on the financials properly. They're not just going to get a cash in hand payment to tide them over. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So they're going to have to figure out what they're doing at the end of this month with no money.
Yeah,
and that's a really shitty place to be in. Over to you, Joe.
So I think we're done with that topic, I guess.
I don't know. Gabe, you haven't said anything about Telltale, but I don't know if you've even played Telltale stuff.
I've never played a Telltale game. Yeah, I played the right way. I've never played a Telltale game. And now probably never will. So I don't really have an interest in any of the brands.
Will they still be released? Actually, that's a good question.
Yeah,
Will they still exist? They must do, right?
Well, apparently the last couple of things they're working on is like a Stranger Things tie-in, another Walking Dead series, and something else.
Walking Dead they're trying to finish. I know that.
Yeah,
but
they're
going to get
Walking
partners
Dead
to finish it. But my point is, will the originals stay on Steam?
Probably, yeah. There's game series that have shut down in the past. I mean, like look at Knights of the Old Republic. That's LucasArts, and that's still there. So I don't see why not. It's just where the money goes, really. Once it's
well, I suppose that would be my question. Where's the money going to go for that? Because LucasArts makes sense. It goes to Disney. They own Star Wars now. They get the money for it. But
it'll probably go to
the people who own the IPs.
Yeah, I was going to say with
like Skybound, I think is Walking Dead, right? Maybe.
Yeah, so I think it'll go to like Netflix, whoever the partners were. It'll just get divided between people. With them being sued, they'll probably include something where every employee gets X amount of percentage of future sales and things like that, just to sort of cover their backs in terms of a severance, because they can just go, all right, we can't give you a severance, but we can give you 1% of future sales of this game.
There's a silver line there for Gabe. There, see, you could play them, Gabe, because they might go on sale really cheap. Because at that point, they won't matter.
I don't have an interest in any of the brands.
No,
this is what I was saying to James. I think it was me and you who was talking about this last night, James, wasn't it? In terms of like the Humble Bundle and stuff. I've got a funny feeling next month will just be a whole bunch of Telltale games, sort of like, and all money goes to the staff. Yeah, I'm honest, I don't own them. I used to have a couple of them on PS4, like I had the Walking Dead, Guardians of the Galaxy, and I played through all of Tales from the Borderlands simply because it's Borderlands. And it's not my thing, if I'm honest.
I think the only ones I don't own is the new Walking Dead. Might even be it. I think I own all the others. I'm just trying to think. I've not played most of them, but I own them.
So I watched something the other day. It might have been PewDiePie who posted it. He did like a video on what had happened with Telltale Games, and it was quite a little bit of a serious video. And he was only pointing out, like, from the Walking Dead, from the original series up to where they are at now, there's one original character who's still surviving, and it's Clementine, which is the kid. And it's like,
oh shit,
they literally just keep killing everyone off. So it's like you get a little bit emotionally invested.
Here's a fun fact for you.
Woo!
It's not fun, but 7 Days to Die, the game,
is
published by Telltale. I didn't know that. So that'll affect them in some way, I suppose. So I'll find a new publisher or something. I don't know.
7 Days to Die, the Minecraft story mode, and the Walking Dead are like their three big money makers.
What about CSI Hard Evidence from 2007? That's
damn it! Never get to play that. I mean, I had no desire to, but I mean, kind of sad.
It is interesting though, because 7 Days to Die is a game that is officially not actually out of alpha yet, which means their publisher actually does affect them quite dramatically.
Oh
if
yeah,
they don't
definitely.
have one.
Well,
That,
they'll probably
that
get
would be
picked.
interesting for them.
They'll probably have to probably get picked up by another publisher because that game is it as
It's very popular.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Also, hasn't
yeah,
it been?
it's
Didn't it-
popular.
Didn't it, like first release in like 2011 or something?
Yep, 2013 actually,
Oh,
Joe. But
oh.
yes, it's still officially in alpha. I promise you that now because I looked it up recently. It's still not officially out of the alpha stage, I believe. Alpha 14 was released in. Sorry, Alpha 16 is the latest version, which was released in June 2017. So it's still in Alpha version 16. They've not officially gone out of Alpha yet. Yeah, they're selling it on both PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and like every other format under the sun.
Jesus Christ. That's like Ark though. Ark was out. They released it as an unfinished game for like 15, 16 quid. It finally got like a console release and they bumped that up to like 50 quid and it was still in like
Yeah, people
Pre-release.
write it over.
And was
that,
it
huh?
also no? It was. I feel like the big raging was like because they released DLC for it, even though it wasn't completed yet.
yeah, and they well, it was still in pre-release on PC and it was like 16 quid and people were like, you know, it's in pre-release, it's a big game. It's really they're adding to it all the time, fair enough. And then they got like the funding to sort of turn it into a console game. And they announced it going console, and then the same day we're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, there's going to be a huge amount of DLC." And people were like,
Mhm.
"Hold on a minute, it's £16. You've now bumped up to £50 to sort of go in line with AAA pricing." And not only haven't you not finished the base game, you're working on DLC, which will take away from working on the base game as well, as sort of like a little bit more of a moneymaker. And I think that's where the kickoff is from as well.
What's interesting about all that stuff to me, though, is that, and this is where I think it's quite fun, the games industry to look at, is that, to me, right, the games industry is super young in terms of business. I mean, like,
yeah.
as a business, it's really young compared to a lot of other businesses. But what's fascinating about it to me is that I think stuff like that is them testing the waters. So in a lot of other businesses, they did that in like the 1930s, and people like got upset then. But now people are like don't understand that. So when they do stuff like this, they're like, riot! They're trying to sell us the game for £50. It's like, just don't buy it then. If you don't want it, don't buy it.
Pretty
Like,
much. I'll
you
buy it
just
when it's
pay-
on
you
sale.
don't, you don't have to buy it. No one's making you do it. Why are you rioting about it? Just write it with your wallet and don't spend the money. You don't buy it and then moan about it. And I think it's because the games industry is like, it's the same with the Star Wars thing in Battlefront, where EA got shafted up the arse because they decided to make all the characters really hard to get and pay DLC and all this bollocks that happened like however long ago that was. And that was just them testing the market because they wanted to see whether people would do it. A lot of people didn't do it, and it bit them in the arse, and they've learned probably a valuable lesson. But the next time they do it, they'll do it really cleverly, and then they'll get away with it because they've learned from that mistake. Is they're just testing the waters. All this stuff is people testing the waters of what they can get away with.
Pretty much.
You know,
That's
nature
the thing,
business.
with
Dave's looking very
especially,
snazzy over here.
especially games like FIFA and things like that. They originally like the full FIFA packs was like you can buy like enough points to get one pack at a time, and that's all you could do. So you just get like constant like 79 pence transactions. Eventually, they were like, no, there is a load of people are buying into this. What if we just sort of take this 79 pence transaction and lump it together as like points? So X amount of points get you X amount of packs, and we can just sell different levels of points for what people want to sort of cater to different markets. So you've got like the people who are really into it and they'll pay like 80 quid for like 10, 15, 12,000 points. Then you get the people who will buy like a couple of points every month, or they'll buy like a once a month and just pay like 20 quid and get X amount of points for that amount. And you get the people who just now and then they'll sort of but get the odd couple of points. And I think that's the norm now, because you look at like FIFA does it. Like, I mean, even games like Destiny now has like not paid. Well, Destiny is just money, is a money hole. But Destiny now has like silver, where you can buy it is all the items you get are purely cosmetic, to be honest, which to be fair isn't too bad.
Hey Joe, do you see what I see in chat?
Yep, the chat is dying.
Baby shark, baby shark, no, okay, I'll just do it on my own then. Fuck all of you. Right,
As a professional, I wouldn't join in with the baby shark.
get your guitar and play out on the guitar. So
James, I'd like to be invited back onto this podcast one day.
would you? I mean, I'm willing to risk it.
You could have it all.
You can sing Baby Shark, or you can have this special I don't know what's in the box prize.
The way I figure stuff is if I'm going to go out, I want to go out in a blaze of Baby Shark glory. And that's just,
That's not the kind of glory you want, James. Trust me.
Krampus.
Are you kidding? I would love their money. Do you know how many views that video's got? Like ad revenue alone, they're going to be like raking it in.
Oh, do you know which one freaks me out? It's not the Baby Shark one. It's the Johnny one.
Oh yeah, Johnny, hey papa.
So that's like going away. We'll never know what on earth is going on in that house. Why is his dad like stopping him from eating anything? Like, why isn't anyone like child line on that?
It's clearly
guy?
Child abuse.
It's so like it's not even that like there's like different ones. So there's like Johnny eating sugar, and then like the dad catches like his dad eating sugar and he kicks off at him. It's like this guy is a psychopath who doesn't let anyone eat anything in his house.
Then the fridge lies to them and tells them they have no food.
The kid sleeps in bed with a giant ice cream.
Man, that's a big mood.
Like
That's our big mood for the day.
So the thing I've discovered, right, is that although we think these things are like random, kids fucking love that shit. Like my niece
eat them up.
loves she will watch some random Eastern European people who have animated gorillas chasing kids around a park, and she will sit there and she will watch that for like 20 minutes. Then it will end. She'll click on something else, which is normally another entirely foreign speaking person. None of them are speaking English. I don't know what language they're speaking, but they're speaking English. So I don't know how she knows what they're saying, because believe you me, she's English and like 3 years old. So she doesn't know a lot of English anyway. She certainly doesn't know any foreign languages. And then she'll watch something else like that, and then she'll watch something else, and then she'll go back to the gorilla again, and she just cycles like the same 5 videos.
Yeah,
on the recommended list.
Like
honestly, it sounds like me.
He's like 5-year-old, and he has like a tablet, and he just goes on YouTube, and all he watches is like these videos, which I have no idea what they are. They're usually in like Arabic things, and it is just noise with like cartoons jumping around and anything. It's so weird.
Oh, stop! You should watch the Peppa Pig one, and it's like Peppa Pig and the Wrong Heads, right? And what they've done is they've taken like, I don't know if it's art effects or whatever, but anyway, they've cut the heads off the Peppa Pig characters. So you've got the bodies all in a line, right, with no heads on, and then the heads slowly animate down and land on the bodies, okay? But the wrong head always goes in the body first, so it goes. No, and then that head disappears. Then the next head comes down and goes, no, and then that head disappears. And it goes until it gets the right head. Then it goes to the next character and the next character. But you think that because it's got the next character, that the heads already used would be gone. No, Stob. Let me tell you, Stob. They still use the same 4 heads, and they still do them in a long order. Try watching that. It's literally 8 minutes long. It could be less than a minute. Like, it doesn't even need to be that long.
As a vegan, this will not be something as I'm watching.
I mean, it's not violent or anything. It's literally just like all they've done is they've masked out using the thing. They've masked out their actual head, taken the image asset of the head from Photoshop, and just lowered it onto the thing. And that's it. That's all it does. It's like
But no, that's fucking creepy.
And with that,
I've made some weird shit in Photoshop, right? And that's not a thing you make.
and with that,
check it out, kids. Check it out.
and with it's coming up
This
to
is
an hour.
not a paid endorsement, by the way.
And with that, it's coming up to an hour. We should start winding down. Before we
No, I'm gonna wind up instead, okay?
You're winding me up, Gabe.
You
Let's
can't fucking
talk.
stop us, Joe.
Revolt.
This
It's time
limited
revolution.
night
You
ahead to
started
take
this.
over, mate. right?
Revolution!
Time revolution. You started this.
Revolution!
I like the fact we went from gingham curtains to Union Jack blind.
Can I just let a little people
Yes.
incidentally into like the events planning chat where we talk to 409 about coming on the podcast and that.
Which I'm not in.
Someone was like, "Hey," I think it must have been Scruffy or someone at 409 was like, "Hey, Stob and James are going to be on. It's going to be a limited night takeover." And I went, "Excuse me, Stob is not part of limited night. He is a moderator."
I am just strictly stop. Don't put it.
And then Chris's only response was hashtag hire Stob, which is a meme we need to immediately grow.
There is no.
Wait, wasn't your response to hashtag maybe later?
Yeah, mine was hashtag maybe later.
Not quite yet.
I
I think this is something me and James have talked about in the not like accurate length, but we sort of. I think it's just the fact now everyone just assumes I'm like LN affiliated.
Yeah,
just
pretty
'cause I'm-
much. People just assume he's already here.
But I have my own channel.
He's
I have my
not.
own tea.
He's officially not part of Limited Night. He is a moderator, but we love him. He's
I
like
am
our
the
little
head.
babby. He's a bearded babby.
I am the head mod, the mod with the most crisp.
I like how
Mod
somehow
with-
we've managed to get like most of our channel on here as well. Like the Tat takeover is basically Tat's gone like, hey, who do I know who has got a Wednesday evening free? And it's just like literally everybody at Limited Night. It's
It's like,
like,
because
okay,
we don't have jobs. God,
we don't have
Because we
things
stream
to do.
on. I'm kidding. I'm not.
Oh,
Gonna do that.
no,
I did stream tonight, by the way. I played Destiny and everything blew up on it.
Yeah, that was
It's just like
your computer died, and
so
the whiskey's computer died.
I've fixed it. It's fine. I've worked out what it was. So it's all right.
Oh wait, it was you. It wasn't the game.
No, it was the
Yep,
game.
but
Oh, okay.
with that we should end here. Would you guys want to plug anything before we end?
Go check out Limited Night. It's twitch.tv/Limited Night. Also on YouTube, it's youtube.com
Hey, there's a badge.
/Limited Night. Yes, that badge.
I am twitch.tv/Strictly Stob, formerly known as Stickly Stob.
Yep.
But I changed it. I'm now Strictly Stob.
Are you raiding someone, Joe, or
Apparently we are. So,
who
but
are you raiding?
we're playing this. Wait, before we end, guys, actually watch my Friday stream. I want people to watch my Friday streams. I don't want the thing where no one's watching it. Watch my streams.
I'll
just want-
also be streaming on Friday.
He's like, end it.
Watch
my-
No, we're not gonna end this.
Electric
We're not.
Maestro's come on just as you're
No, we don't.
raiding. That's
Gonna-
unfortunate.
I'm probably raiding Live It Again. Okay. Watch my
Fine. Bye.
Hey.
Bye,
What?
guys.
my
Follow
stream.
Strictly Stob.
They've gone.
Hey, there you go.
I